doesn't have a listing because I do have a division, and that's community operations, executive director's office, and prison operations.
No, it's not that one. There was one that we did after that. And we talked about that before we discussed that we were going to need, that it was different from Hermes. But I think we sent you a list.
So I
Yeah.
know you said list, and I'm sure I kind of created it, but now I just got to find out what did you call it and where is it. So I'm going back to,
It
I don't know
wasn't
if
on
you
a
have it.
it wasn't on a data connector. I think it was something that we sent separately.
Yeah, it was something we set separately because it wasn't something that like we have tied to a specific person. It's only on the PDQ. It's something that's only tied to each person's PDQ. It's not something that like we load somewhere else. It's only tied to the PDQ.
Oh, okay. So in that case, it's not, if it's not tied to the employee, then it's probably not going to be in pro. Because if it's only a PDQ, then it was going to be a table that's maintained at the cloud apper level. It's cloud
Right.
apper
And I
table.
think we talked about that. It was something that's like we only have it in Hermes and it's only something that's on the PDQ.
Okay, that makes sense, Rafa, to you? That it's going to be a table maintained probably within cloud apper.
Yeah. So going back, it is something we are going to pull from Hermes, right? And we would not go back to Heritage Pro or the position automation to look for this division field.
That sounds correct to me.
Yeah.
Jason, does that sound right? It's something that's only in Hermes, correct?
Yeah, we've got two big drop downs. We devote division or equivalent and then work unit or equivalent. And those are just hard coded.
So those are only hard coded in Hermes.
Correct.
Okay.
We got it. And the next one would be the work unit. Work unit. Yep.
Yeah,
So
same thing there.
same thing here. Yep. And the next field.
One exception, I do have a business with a work unit in pro. So whether we hard code it, because we are attaching those to employees, is my understanding.
But on the PDQ, it's called position. When you're putting positions through,
Yeah, because I think the work unit that you're talking about, is coming from a different area. I think that's something different. I think the work unit that we have there is attached to the position, and that's not on the PDQ.
Also, if we could have like in from which table we are going to pull the division.
I think Jason met with Anish on those, didn't you, Jason? Uh, as far as the tables that those things are pulled from.
Anish and I are going to meet. We haven't met yet.
Okay.
And yeah, I can provide. Yes.
Yep. So the work unit would be also coming from Hermes, and the next field would be the business address, uh, which I suppose would be the lookup field coming from the position number. I'm getting it correctly.
yes, that should automatically be populated. You don't, correct me if I'm wrong, Michelle, you guys don't put in the business address, right? When you put in the position number, it automatically populates.
It automatically populates from the position number.
Thank you.
And and the work phone is same, coming from position number of populated.
Correct.
And the next one would be the class code. And is it coming from UKG Pro, from the job class?
I believe that automatically populates when you put the position number in, all right, Michelle?
Yeah, all of that information auto-populates when the position number's put in. All of that information is in the PD queue automatically.
So the official class title, also a lookup from the position number. And the next one would be the working title. I have here the working title. It's going to be manually entered into a text field, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but one question. When you say the job position number, what would be the source? The professional position or some of the stuffs? Even if it's in the code, like there is a source of the people. What is that? Like for business address or possible. So to put from pro based on the position number, you need to map that further as well.
You guys have an
We don't know that. I mean, do you know, do those come from position automation or do those come from, like, do we need to make them like a table? Are they coming from VPN? I mean, we don't know that. Where are those going to come from?
I guess who's generating the number? I mean, we certainly can. We have a position number that's in position automation.
The position number comes. We get the position numbers after the VPN. After the VPN is created, then we have the position numbers.
So that Anik, that's going to go back probably to you as far as once the VPN is created, are we going to populate position automation through Cloud Apper through this form?
Yeah, if we wanted cross-checking with our VPN mapping to see the data. So, for example, off the top of my head, I do know like business address. VPN does not have that. It does have the class code, which is the job class. I think UKG Pro. To be honest here, also the class title. That should be also from the job class in Pro.
Yep.
So those should be Pro, but in VPN there is not a pre-installed software, and there is not a pre-installed software. So anyone in the team, Jason, any thoughts on what the source of this two lookups might be because it doesn't work well?
I don't know.
So Rafa, for class code and class title, can you kindly change those to
Job class.
some to pull from UKG Pro? Just right Pro. We have it up there.
It's that's the job code table.
Right.
They refer to it as class code, but it's a job code table, the job title. Yes.
Yep. So it looks like that doesn't work. Something that we're not.
Do you know where that business address and the phone numbers come from, offhand?
So it's coming from VPN, so the position number is tied to that location. So I don't know if VPN automatically puts that information in once they tie that position, but it has to come somewhere from VPN because once we put that position number in, everything is populated.
The location that the fund is from, or the location?
Yeah, the location. I'm
the
not
location is
particularly,
located.
yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to add a location with pointing stone or the location. You would probably have to ask VPN that. But VPN has to put in, they're the ones that have to put in an address because, from my understanding, once the SRC places that position number in, all of the operations are populated from there. They have to
Got
put
it.
in, yes.
On the SRC side, none of that information can be changed in the PDQ once the position number is put in. The only thing that we can change is the position update status, or I'm sorry, the assignment type, the agency code, the position update status. All of the others and the coverage designation, everything else is auto populated into that PDQ.
So
I would assume that it's tied in to that position number. It's been attached to that prior to us putting in that information in.
so it's like those rules would be like simple and being wrong, or someone can to see if they know. Maybe they're like they change the name in the PQ field compared to the VPN, so that might be. I know there is a term called facility in VPN that might be renamed as something else here. If you have clarification on this too.
They actually might use that facility. That might be what determines the address and the phone number, to be honest with you, Anise, because when we tie it to a facility, the facility is usually the business address that they use, and the phone number is the general phone number too. So it could be linked to that, but you're right. We're gonna have to ask the finance department.
Gotcha. Yeah, facility is here, not the phone number, but I can pick that up, give some context, and send it over to Ron.
That would be great.
Thank you.
We've got all that because our phone has different than city does. So
Got it.
we're pulling that from the HR facility just as we
Got it. So, Jason, when you say the facility table, you're saying you have like a facility table that is currently running.
correct. Yep.
You know, keep me honest here, but if you're also maintaining that information in Pro,
That's what I'm kind of looking up is the mail. We have as locations, but we identified locations as the mail stop. Is that the same as facilities? I guess the question back to the DOC team.
Yeah,
We
all of
do, yeah. See, we have a location slash mail stop with a code, a description, and an address. But if it's not necessarily what they're considering their facilities, then that's not going to work.
and Jason, is facility is like an independent table, or is it part of the VPN fund table?
It's an independent table.
Got it. And most likely the VPN fund table also references that for some sort of procedure that affects it, or
Yeah.
they're completely independent.
Uh, independent.
Yeah. Um, Rafa, let's take a note on this one and if the budget confirm or look at the reason about the table, but it's good to know there is like a separate table to that as well. Yeah, we can move forward on that.
Yeah. So these details are confirmed like class codes and the official class titles coming from the job class from VPN. And the working title would be a manual input in updates field. And the next item I have is the coverage designation, which would be a choice field. And user would have to select only one of the two options, right?